Hey guys, thanks for watching if you're watching the highlights, and if you're watching the VODs, I'm so sorry that I do this all the time. We are going through currently every game that I've played on stream by year and putting them in a tier list. This is 2020's, which I thought would be the busiest year for me. I think this is around 63 or 69 nice games. And I do break up DLC. So some of these are DLCs. And for DLC, we're going to look at them in the lens of how they are as a DLC outside of the main game, and somewhat as an addition to the main game. But like, if we have an A game, a rank A game or a rank S game, the DLC could still be F, even though the game is solid, if the DLC just didn't meet expectations, if that makes sense. I need to move this microphone up real quick. Fine. There we go. Okay. That check one. All right. So yeah, these are not in order, and I'm really not going to remember the order now. But I will try at least to go in game order. And actually, why don't we start that? So let's start with Halo. So Halo Reach was an A. Halo Combat Evolved, for me personally, is an A as well. I used to want it to be an S rank game, but in time, I've really seen a lot of issues. I still love it a lot. Is it my favorite Halo? It's pretty up there. Halo 3 might be my favorite nowadays, but I love Halo 1. It's great. Its pros outweighs its flaws for me. But it does still have flaws. Halo 2 Anniversary, by the way, which is also why it's not exact. A lot of people say that the issues with Anniversary bring it down. But you do still have the main game. It doesn't ruin the main game. You can turn off the new graphics. Now, with that said, Halo 2, fantastic, and the Anniversary version actually better than the original, in my opinion. I didn't like Halo 2. You know what? Yeah, I didn't like Halo 2 too much growing up. Like, I would have put it as a high C or mid B, but genuinely the graphical changes fix a lot of the issues I had, which I'm realizing was like atmospheric issues. And the gameplay is super solid. If you haven't played Halo 2, play it. And if you've played it but not Anniversary, play Anniversary. Halo 3 is S. No flaws. Not no flaws, but so few flaws. And it's an actual good ending to the trilogy. Graphics hold up because they finally found their style, and they would go to lose it in the next few games, but I feel like they've brought it back finally in Infinite. Gameplay is solid. I still go back and play Halo 3 multiplayer in Master Chief Collection all the time. It's great. If you've somehow managed to miss Halo and you can only play one, play Halo 3. That said, ODST, yeah. Yeah. Halo 3 engine, some issues with the story, some issues with some of the campaign missions, but overall still a fantastic game. A lot of people's favorite Halo game, and I can see why. Not personally my favorite. but it is fantastic. Do check it out. Halo Wars. It's a B for me. I'm not the biggest real-time strategy fan. I grew up playing Total Annihilation and Command and Conquer 3? 2 or 3. So that's the kind of stuff I was used to. And other games, I like other Command and Conquer games I tried to get into and couldn't. Several other games by the people that made Total Annihilation I tried to get into and I couldn't. And so I kind of wrote off real-time strategy games for a long time. And then Halo did one, and I was like, I guess I'll try it. And I actually really enjoy it. It does have its flaws, even just outside of what I generally typically don't like about RTSs. And a solid story that fits in the Halo universe. Would recommend. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Looking for more Halo. Yeah, we could do this. Halo 2600. I'll give it a C. Yeah, it's a demake of the original Halo, as if it was made on the Atari 2600 by, I can't remember the guy, but I think it's an actual like non-regular indie developer, like normally works in the studio sphere of games. I'm not making my point really well known. But anyways, it was fun for what it is. I don't like 2600 games for the most part. They don't hold up well, in my opinion. And he captured that very well. But still very cute. Not a bad game by any means. And with that said, also Halo Zero, same thing. I used to actually play the crap out of Halo Zero back in the day. I used to take the sprites from it and make my own little animations. It, I feel, was a gateway for a lot of people to get into the franchise, and is a love letter, honestly, to Halo 1. It's good. It's a fan-made game, and we don't play too many of those on here, but we played that one, and I'll let that stand for itself. Halo 4. Yeah. Halo 4, when it initially came out, I wasn't a big fan of. I feel like Halo 4 is the Pokemon of Halo games. When it first came out, I was like, what the hell is this? The multiplayer felt clunky, and still, honestly, I will say, not out of all of them, because Halo 1 has so many issues with spawning, as does Halo 2, fight me. But of modern Halo, 4's multiplayer is just not great. But coming back to it, back in 2020, and I think I've done some other runs in it in my personal time, it's actually really good. The thing that keeps it high for me is the storyline. I feel like they dropped the ball after this one, but they were actually setting up a really good thing, and they made it encapsulated too. So at the very least, even though they dropped the ball, 4 still holds up and can be enjoyed on its own. Spartan Ops mode in Halo 4. D. It's arbitrarily long, doesn't make sense. It was kind of cool on 360 when the weekly episodes were coming out, but after that, it really loses its charm. all that. It's all of the worst parts of Halo 4 in one. It sucks that there's achievements tied to it in Master Chief Collection. If you don't care about achievements, don't play it. It's not worth it. Even though it does then, here's where they dropped the ball. The story for Halo 5, which we're putting low C. The story for Halo 5, you would think starts off after Halo 4. No, it starts off after Spartan Ops. And I feel like what had happened is they planned a season 2 of Spartan Ops, and then they decided, or the studio decided, no, you're not allowed to do that. It's not playing super well. And so they used the majority of that story. Like, the story of Halo 5 feels like Spartan Ops. Like, season 2, if you told me season 2 of Spartan Ops was going to be Locke looking for Master Chief, I'd believe you. And so they took that and they tried to make a full game out of it. The gameplay's a bit better in 5, to be honest, and the multiplayer I actually really enjoyed, but the story is the worst one out of any Halo game. And that's saying something with Infinite, which we've still not played. We're not going to rank Infinite. If I had to rank Infinite, it would be probably a B tier. The gameplay's really good. The storyline's a mess. Graphically is good. It would be above Halo 4, below Halo. It might be above Halo 2 for me. So maybe it'd be A. Anyways. But yeah, Halo 5 was the mistake for the Halo franchise. And they haven't exactly found their footing since. Do we have any more Halo stuff before we move on? It does not appear so. So let's get some one-offs real quick, and then we'll go get some more series things. Half-Life Alyx. We did not. I don't feel good to rank this too much. I only played an hour of it, and I got extreme vertigo. And I don't want to rank it on how I medically handle VR games. The graphics were fantastic. The gameplay felt great. For what I have heard, I'm going to put it at a low A. I wish I could play it, is my only thing. If they ever make a non-VR version of it, I will definitely go back. Florence. So if you looked at the 2019 tier list, or if you're watching the VOD, Florence is similar to, what's it? Keep in Mind? What the hell were those games called? Hold on. Yeah, Keep in Mind, Home, and Fractured Minds. If it wasn't a horror game, it's pretty much, it very much feels like someone dealing with their own personal stuffs and exploring that through a game. It almost feels more fictionalized in a good way, whereas Fractured Minds and Keep in Mind were definitely like a way to dramatize and allegorize trauma. Florence is, if you gave your personal experiences to a fictional, somewhat fantastical character, gave them some separate traits, and then had them go on their way. And because of that, it's a good game. It's short, but it really perfects what it's trying to get across. Again, it's not the best. It's not anything fantastical. It's nothing new, but I enjoyed it. Would recommend. Let's see. North, same vein as those other games I mentioned, with a slight horror type thing. And again, I feel like it gets its stuff across better, and it comes in a better package than those other games to a degree. Zelda, which we can put on here because Zelda 2 was a year later, I think. And we haven't done any other Zelda games. Original Zelda. The first Zelda is a B tier. I'm sorry, guys. Look, they went fantastic places. It's not perfect. It has a lot of issues. You need a guidebook to play the game. But the game that's there once you have the guidebook is really good. And graphically, it's great. It still holds up. Great to check out if you have a guidebook. Phasmophobia, it has its issues, but it is one of the scariest freaking experiences. I highly enjoyed it. I go back and play it every once in a while. I think me and my brothers played it around Halloween time. No, we didn't. It must have been earlier in the year, but I was disabled at Halloween time. Flicker of Hope, which at the time that we played it was originally called Wick, but I think it had some copyright issues. So kind of like Florence in it's a very fictionalized form of a person's like I would almost say this isn't necessarily a way to have dealt with someone's issues. So I guess going the other way of Florence of it's definitely not necessarily connected to one thing, but it's a very it has a specific message it wants to do, and it gives it to you in a very unique way. Again, I would say it's in the same vein as these games. It's really good. Monster Camp, higher B, yeah, right there. A lot better than Monster Prom. I think this is called Monster Prom 2 still. Monster Prom 2 Monster Camp. Yeah, really enjoyed. I don't recall it too much, but that's more of my memory thing. I remember how I felt playing it. And I would, of the first two games, I would definitely rather go back to this one than the first one if I had to go back to one of them. Very cute. If you like a dating game, check it out. It's very tongue-in-cheek. All right. Man, we really have a lot of games. Kanoko. So it's in the same vein as Flicker of Hope. It did come to me at a time in my life where I needed a game like that. Very rejuvenating, but at the same time, it has some control issues, graphical issues. I enjoyed it. I would still recommend people check it out, but it's nothing amazing. All right. Doom, which we played towards the end of the year. This is Doom 1993. Yeah, high B. It's Doom. It has its issues. Again, sometimes you have to look up a map. But I really love this style of shooter. I'm glad that there's kind of a resurgence nowadays with this style. And I play those games and I enjoy them. All right, let's knock out a series. And why don't we knock out the series that started off the year? Star Fox. Star Fox 1 is a B tier game. It has a lot of issues, but the uniqueness, the charm, and what it does well outweighs most of those. I love this game. However, Star Fox 2 takes the issues of Star Fox 1, fixes them, and puts a slightly nicer package on it. It's definitely what inspired the DS game down the road, but I almost argue that Star Fox 2 did it better than how they would do it over a decade later. I really, really dig Star Fox 2. I still go back occasionally and play it. However, Star Fox 64 is the best Star Fox game. It masters the atmosphere. It masters, like, it could become a movie. It's inspired so much. I love it. It's one of my favorite Nintendo games of all time, which really made it sad that, you know what? Adventures, I feel, gets a lot of slack, but it has some good points. It's not a good Star Fox game, but it's a better than average game. I would actually recommend a lot of people go back and play it. Yeah, the issues it mostly has are of the time, or, you know, in the series that it's a part of. Did we not do any other Star Fox this 2020? It appears not. So we do more Star Fox later on. We do. Okay, so real quick, let's Pokemon. So we ranked Sword as A, and if you want my reasons for that, go back and check that video out. Isle of Armor. So I'm ranking this outside of the A ranking. I'm ranking this as a DLC addition to the game. It's a high D. It was a big letdown. The sparring was annoying as hell. It didn't feel super... It didn't feel worth the price. It's less content than Sonic Frontiers gave us, which is saying something. But I would almost say I get the same vibes from this as the Sonic Frontiers finale. With that said, Crown Tundra, on the other hand, much better. I feel like every issue that they had in Isle of Armor was fixed for Crown Tundra. There's still issues of it's a little too short and clunky. But I feel like it was alright. It just didn't feel like a good ending to the game. And I feel like Pokemon Company understands that a bit more nowadays, which is why even after the DLC of Violet, they're doing an epilogue. Which also, by the way, that's been announced. Which is why we're doing this before we go back into the DLC instead of a different playthrough, like I said I might do, because no, I want to get the DLC done before the launch of the epilogue. Pokken Tournament. It's an A. I'm not a big fighting game fan, but I did grow up on Soul Calibur and Tekken, and it is Tekken with Pokemon. It's not super well balanced, but it's graphically amazing. I had a lot of fun with it. I've gone back a few times, even though, again, I'm not a fighting game person. Yeah. Check it out. If you need a fighting game on Switch, I would recommend Pokken for sure. Pokemon Rumble. High C. It was a bit of a gacha game. For those of you who don't... Rumble Rush. For those of you who don't know what Rumble Rush was, it was a mobile Pokemon game. It was... I can't remember if it was the first one. I don't think it was the first one. But, we did a recorded playthrough of it. I think the week it was ending, so everything was free, and I can't remember if... I think we did beat the game. There was post-game stuff, but yeah. It makes me mad, because they had a version of the game that clearly worked without an online service, and it makes me mad that they didn't just release that. But yeah, I miss it a little bit, but it was nothing spectacular. Let's see. Red Dead Online. Not S. Low A. Low A. Low A. I'll reorganize all of these once we rank them all. But yeah, I don't like Red Dead Redemption 2. However, all of the issues for the most part with Red Dead 2 are not in its online mode. Red Dead Online, you know what? For me, we're doing for me. Red Dead Online does still have its issues. Excuse me while I reposition myself again. It does have its issues still, but graphically it's great. I feel like it's a step below GTA 5, but a step above Red Dead 1. That's where I'll leave that. Let's see. We could do Disintegration. I went a bit back and forth if I should make Disintegration an F. No, it's definitely, it's an F game. Because it's functional. It's just so bad. The story is bad. The gameplay is bad. The level design is bad. Everything, the balancing is bad. Don't play this game. Don't buy the game. The only thing worse than a broken game is a functional game that's nothing's good about. And that is Disintegration. Fuck that game. Fallout 4. For me personally, low B. Low B. On stream we did a partner's play. I think we played like 2 hours of it with a ton of mods. That was fun. I think in my personal time, I've tried to play twice. One with a 6-hour save and one with a 20-hour save. It's just not my... I always say it's not my style of game, and then I've put like 80 hours into Starfield. It's not my atmosphere. I'm not a big fan of post-apocalyptic wasteland. And because of that, I've not played a single Fallout game that I've enjoyed too much. But the gameplay was still good, and it kept me hooked for a while. Oh, sorry, Juice 2. He stretched out below my butt, and I sat on him a little bit. We still have so many games. Mega Man's gonna take a while, but let's knock it out. All right, Mega Man 1. This is a Christmas song. Sorry. Mega Man 1, high B. Not perfect. Definitely has its issues, including style-wise, but it was a great foot in the door that then was massively improved. Where is it? Massively improved by Mega Man 2, which does still have some gameplay issues. Not perfect, but they were starting to get the hang of it. I feel like Mega Man 3 kind of carries some of the issues from 2 and then makes a few new ones. Mega Man 4, I argue, is better than 2. Simply for design reasons. It fixes a lot of the issues that 3 introduced, while still keeping some of the issues from 2. But where's 5? Where is 5? 5. It doesn't fix anything that was still wrong with 4, and I feel like visually it goes down a notch. 6, controversial. I feel like is the best of the classics. I feel like it fixes 90% of the issues, but still no S. Still no S. And I love Mega Man. It's one of my favorite franchises. But yeah, I'm not sure there's a perfect Mega Man game that we've played on here. Sorry, guys. 7. 7, not 8. Okay. 7 is better than a lot of people. A lot of people get credit for. It has I feel like graphically it is a good change, and boss-wise, they definitely started to try to introduce some elements that would be shown in later Mega Man games and become kind of a staple. But it does have some gameplay issues. That said, nowhere near as many as Mega Man 8. Mega Man 8 is a bad Mega Man game. Fight me if you disagree. But the worst Mega Man game, Mega Man DOS. It is worse than Disintegration. Actually, Mega Man 3 DOS is probably worse, but we weren't even able to beat that. Yeah, don't play that game. We are going to pretend it doesn't exist. Mega Man Powered Up is Mega Man 1 with some fixes to its gameplay problems, but graphically isn't super great. It's on par with Mega Man 1 in balancing. Slightly better, in my opinion. Mega Man 9. Yeah. Worse than 7, better than the original. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. They went back to the board and started as if it was Mega Man 2. And I actually really don't like that. Graphically, they were still trying to figure out what a remake or not a remake, but a new Mega Man game should look like. And I feel like they didn't really get their footing on that. That said, they did perfect that form of Mega Man in Mega Man 10. They made it the gameplay of 3, I believe, because I don't think you can slide still. Or no, you can slide, but you can't charge shot. Which I still feel is a staple to Mega Man. But yeah, you know what? I would even say it's better than 5. It's a solid Mega Man game. Designs are actually really good. And in all of them, the music is fantastic. And then Mega Man 11. Ooh, where do I put 11? I think it's a bit better than... Honestly, it's almost the best Mega Man game. Graphically, they finally got a footing that works. It's still not the best, but it takes what Mega Man was between 3 and 6 and does it again in spirit with the double gear system. I do still, you know, a lot of people compare it to Mighty Number 9, which was the original creator's new form of Mega Man game, and 11's a lot better. Yeah. Of modern Mega Man games, 11 is for sure the best. There's not many modern Mega Man games, but yeah. Power Battle. This is a Mega Man fighting game. It's okay. Better than average. Mega Man 2, they do get better. The handheld one, slightly better than average, but it's a handheld. Space Rescue, Pinball, and Rocket Christmas, they're all mobile games, and they do not hold up. Is that every Mega Man? Oh my god.
We did it.
Oh god. Okay. Lion King, I think this is the SNES one. It holds up better than most, but it's still not great. Armor of Heroes. So these are demo games by the studio that does Golden Axe? Sega? Capcom? Sega. Yeah, so I'm glad that game didn't get made. Endless Zone was actually pretty fun. Streets of Kamichirozo is just Streets of Rage, but with what is that series called? Yakuza characters. Golden Axe was not good. 8-Bit Bayonetta, which is a different studio. Those are all those types of... Oh, we did miss a Mega Man. Mega Man Battle and Chase, the racing game. Oh my god. Uh, it is one of my favorite kart racers. I wish more people wanted to play it. It's fantastic. Okay, 8-bit Bayonetta is same vein as these, honestly. Eh. Oh, let's see. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. It is a game that functions for the most part, but it's not good. I'm sorry if you think it is. Sea of Thieves. And so this is base game with the original Tall Tale. Sea of Thieves is good. It's not great. It has its issues. The fact that you really can't play by yourself kind of sucks. But it's whatever. Battle Circuit is a game. It exists. Not B, definitely C. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, high A. They almost perfect the genre, in my opinion. It's so fucking good. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. It is Tony Hawk 1 and 2 in a digestible package. And those games are really good, but not perfect. Super Hot. So this is a game mechanic game, but it is really good. And Super Hot VR, actually a good VR port. That's not even a port. Reimagining, VR reimagining. All right, we got our Marios and we got our Dragon Balls. Okay, so Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is better than an average game, but it's not fantastic. It's not great. A lot of people say it's the best Dragon Ball Z game in decades. And if that is the case, it's only because there haven't been that many good Dragon Ball Z games, period. I'm sorry, come fight me, but it's true. Power Awakens DLC 1 and 2, not worth it. Mid DLCs. Could have been one package and it would be slightly better, but really did not enjoy them. Kind of felt ham-fisted in there. Mario 64. Again, we're going through the lens of nowadays. So don't get mad at me that I say it's a C tier. It has a lot of issues. Its charm is why it's not in D. Mario 64 has a lot of issues. You can fight me if you disagree. That said, Sunshine is an A, and Galaxy is an even higher A. Galaxy is almost a perfect game, but it has enough issues. And Sunshine, mechanically, the main mechanic in there has some funky stuff. All right, let's reorganize. So on the left is the best of the Fs. F tier's good. D, best of D. Isle of Armor is definitely best of D. Super Monkey Ball can be there. Spartan Ops over Mega Man 8. 8-bit Bayonetta over 8. These are nothings, so they can stay down there. Pinball was a bit better than Space Rescue. And Armor of Heroes will definitely be on the bottom. Kakarot DLC, slightly better than Spartan Ops. Yeah. C tiers. I'm comfy with 64 being up there. I think let's Do that. There. That looks right. All right, the best B tier game. Ooh, yeah, not even close. Then after Star Fox. Oh God. Yeah, let's Halo 4, Tundra, Mega Man. I think, you know what, 7's actually a bit better than 3. As is 9. That looks right. That's definitely accurate. War's a little better than Doom. Monster Camp can be below Doom. Sea of Thieves a bit above that. Zelda 1. Yeah. Florence. That can stay there. North was a bit better than Flicker of Hope. Red Dead Online. Right there. Star Fox Adventures. Honestly, right there. Fallout 4. For me. Right there. Battle Fighters. Honestly, it's enough of a gap, yeah. Street Tech Issue. And then Kakarot. Yeah. Okay. S tier is correct. A tier. What is the best A tier game? Shoot. It's hard. I think maybe that? Yeah. That's gonna go to the bottom of A tier just because I, again, haven't played it enough. I enjoy... You know what? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 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 You know what? I actually do like 10 more than 2, and you can fight me. Super hot. VR is just it, but in a digestible VR package. Sunshine. Yeah. Okay. All right. So for our 2020 COVID tier list, in the F tier, we have Disintegration, Mega Man DOS, and Golden Axed. In the D tier, we have the Isle of Armor DLC for Pokemon Sword, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, a New Power Awakens DLC for DBZ Kakarot, Part 1 and Part 2. We have Halo Spartan Ops, 8-Bit Bayonetta, Mega Man 8, Mega Man Pinball, Mega Man Space Rescue, Mega Man Rocket Christmas, and Armor of Heroes. In the C tier, we have Mario 64, Pokemon Rumble Rush, Mega Man Battle and Fighters, Halo 5, The Lion King, Battle Circuit, Endless Zone, Halo Zero, Kinoko, and Halo 2600. In the B tier, we have Star Fox for the SNES, Halo 4, the Crown Tundra DLC for Pokemon Sword, Mega Man 7, Mega Man 9, Mega Man 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, Mega Man Powered Up, Mega Man the Original, Halo Wars, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Star Fox Adventures, Legend of Zelda for the NES, Doom 1993, Fallout 4, Sea of Thieves, Mega Man The Power Fighters 2, or Mega Man 2 The Power Fighters. I don't know how that goes. Monster Camp, or Monster Prom 2, Mega Man The Power Battle, Florence, Red Dead Online, Streets of Kemerocho, North, Flicker of Hope, which used to be Wick, and that's the B tier. In the A tier, we have Pokken Tournament DX, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, Super Mario Galaxy, Star Fox 2, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, Halo 3 ODST, Super Mario Sunshine, Mega Man 6, Mega Man 11, Halo 2 Anniversary, Mega Man Battle and Chase, Super Hot VR, Mega Man 4, Phasmophobia, Mega Man 10, Mega Man 2, Mega Man 5, and Half-Life Alyx simply because we didn't play enough of it. And in S tier, we have Halo 3 and Star Fox 64. So if you're watching the highlight, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys check out some of the other years' tier lists. And if you're watching the VOD,